Welcome back. With us now, live over the phone, is Dr. Adel Hamza, the tourism expert. Good morning, Dr. Adel.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
Very good.
Our pleasure. So, tourist arrivals in Egypt in October marked 1.3 million, an increase of around 8 to 10% compared to the same period last year. So, how do you assess this, great news?
Of course, good morning. This is very, very great news, especially with the situations we have in the region. We were expecting, and I don't like to be very optimistic, and also I don't like to be business. I'm very optimistic with the figures, which shows that Egypt has increased comparing with the last year. But what we were forecasting and expecting was more than this for this year. Of course, we were expecting and forecasting a very promising season this year from the tourism from the United States and Western Europe. But because of the war in Gaza, actually this one was affected. This tourism industry was affected very much. But thanks God that we're still optimistic until now. Maybe it will be a ceasefire very soon, but we are very optimistic. We are still very optimistic. There is an increase, as you said, like 10% comparing with the last year, but this was not what we were expecting.
Right. So, Minister of Tourism also have said that Egypt's tourism remains course to reach its goal of 15 million visitors this year. How do you assess Egypt's plan for the coming year?
Of course, affected very much because, as you said, the tourism minister was forecasting or was planning to have 15 million tourists this year. We have until now, until what we're talking about now, about 7.8 or 9 million. So it's a dream to complete this 15 million in the next 2 years, in the next 2 months, till the end of the year. But we are still optimistic. We are still hope that it will be okay. I can tell you that the war of Gaza affected all the economy of the world, and the first industry, of course, affected in the world and the region, especially the neighboring countries to Gaza, is the tourism industry. This is the indicator, the indicator for the safety, the indicator for the economy, for all these countries neighboring Gaza. Of course, the affection is very good. It's very big. Thanks God that we are still not suffering that much like other countries like Israel or Turkey or Lebanon, but we are affected. We are affected very much. The cancellations for the next period is very high if the war continued like this.
Right. Of course, Egypt is offering incentives to shore up its tourism industry in southern Sinai and the Red Sea, of course, with the fallout from the conflict in the Gaza Strip. How or what could be the outcome of this move?
This is a very good question, because actually with this war, although this war is continuing like this, but it's very clever. It's very cleverness from the tourism ministry actually that they are offering some offers. They are supporting the hotels. They are supporting the sector of tourism in Egypt very much, and the media which is talking about tourism in Egypt, and it's safe, and this is the best time to come to Egypt because it's not that crowd, so you can enjoy the services very much in this year. The media which is in the other channels around the world encouraging the tourists to come to Egypt in that period, and how they are saying that if the people coming in that period, they would be very lucky because they are going to enjoy better prices. They are going to enjoy more services, more than if you are visiting a country which is quiet, better than visiting a country which is crowded. So They are encouraging people to come to this to Egypt in this period. But as you know, the program of the tourists around the world is affected because of the connection between the programs in tourism between Egypt, Jordan, Israel, Turkey. You know, the people, they usually connect some programs together to come to the region. So this is the affection or the challenge we have right now. But I hope it will be fine, and I hope it will be okay.
Right. How do you evaluate the campaigns that are launched by the Ministry of Tourism to face the impacts of the current global challenges?
For the first time, I can tell you this is very, very, very good campaign, because I see in some of the Western challenges about these campaigns how they are talking about the situation of Egypt. And frankly speaking, also politically, the Egyptian leadership, they are taking, you know, very, very wise decisions not to expand this war and not to show to the people around the world that we are not expanding that wars, to avoid, you know, the fear of the people or the investors or the tourists to come to Egypt in that period. Of course, this is not favorable for the people of Egypt, the normal people of Egypt, who doesn't know about these decisions, the commercial decisions and the economical decisions. But really, the campaign is really enough, and we are hoping that they are doing more of these campaigns to encourage the tourists to come to Egypt in that period, especially in the areas which is very close to Gaza, like Sharm el-Sheikh and Nuweiba and these areas in Sinai.
Right. Mr. Adel Hamza, the tourism expert, would like to thank you so much talking to The Breakfast Show. You have a good day. And by this, we come to the end of this edition of The Breakfast Show for today. Many thanks to all of you. Until we see you again tomorrow, that's a goodbye.